Good afternoon. Welcome to November 18th, 2024, Board of Works and Public Safety. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Diana Phillips.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'd like to remain standing for the invocation, Pastor Offutts.
Thank you for letting me do this today. Romans chapter 8, verse 28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good for those who love God, those who are called according to his purpose." I'm glad I love God. Let's pray. Almighty God and Father of creation, thank you for all that you've allowed into our lives this past year, the good along with the bad things, which have reminded us how much we need you and rely on your presence. We ask for your wisdom, for your strength and power to be constantly present with our leaders. Give our mayor the ability beyond what he feels able. Let your gifts flow freely through these board members so that you would be honored by their lives. Protect us all from the snares and traps of temptations. Help us to be generous and kind. Help us to look to the needs of others and not be consumed by only our own. May we be lovers of truth, and may the fruit of your Spirit be evident in our lives. Lord, teach us to offer you a heart of thanksgiving and praise in all our daily experiences in life. And may we always portray an attitude of gratitude. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome everyone. Please remind you to turn your cell phone ringers off. We'll begin with roll call.
Becky Gibson.
Here.
Diana Phillips.
Present.
Jim Barrett.
Here.
Everyone has the minutes for the November 4th regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Go down to new business. And the first item is the contract award for Office Park. HWC reviewed all of the bid documents and decided to accept Daniel Murray Contractor for $725,000 for the Office Park project. I have a motion to approve the contract.
Second.
I have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next is the resolution 2024-26, a holiday schedule. Any questions on that? If not, entertain a motion to approve resolution 2024-26, the holiday schedule.
So moved.
Second.
And the motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The next one is the local opioid settlement funds. I asked Jalissa a while back to work on a scoring criteria for the opioid settlement funds. So she come up with this. This is one that she has seen throughout the state as they do other scoring criteria projects. So it kind of mimics what the state does, but it also allows us to do the same scoring here so we can get a better result for what we're trying to do with the opioid settlement funds. So we can still make changes to this, but I'm just looking for your approval to go ahead and get this out so we can start accepting applications for this. But if any changes want to be made, we can make them.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to department matters. Director Wilson.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Right, first I'll start with this letter from Butler, Fairman, Seifert. Should have been in everybody's packet. This is just the approval. I think the cost is already known. Just the approval to pay out the work that was already done. Scope of work is all within the letters. Just requesting permission to pay the work that was done from Butler, Fairman, and O'Mara's for the paving.
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Utility side, requesting permission to hire. We've had some spots filled due to retirements. We're also down another employee as of today. So I'll be requesting to hire for 3 positions, possibly 4, depending. The 4th one's not decided yet. So if I could get approval to hire for 4, with the fourth being tentative, I'd appreciate it. All of them are within the service building, water plumber, helper, stockroom, and things of that nature. So 4 positions total to utilities that I need to fill. Requesting permission to do so.
I move to approve the request.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
We have the monthly reports.
We'll do the monthly reports after.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay.
I got a couple more new matters this
Okay.
time we do.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Chief Jones.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
First off, you should have in your packets a letter from Captain Ritberger, resigned his position on October 29th. He took a position in another department, so I did include that resignation letter in your packets. That being said, it left a vacancy. I have here with me Colt Overby. Colt tried out a couple years ago. We weren't hiring at that point in time, and then since then he did hire on in Brushville, tried out here again just here a month ago. So Colt already has all the certifications required to begin immediately. On top of that, he has instructor, investigator. So with your permission, I would like to start Colt on, I believe, the 26th, November 26th, at 8 o'clock in the morning, with the board's permission.
Do we need a motion to accept Ritberger's resignation?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
first thing we gotta do is accept the resignation, then accept the hire.
I'll second.
So you have a motion and a second to accept the resignation. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And the second one, we need a motion to hire Colt.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Chief Bolos.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So I got 2 items. The first is I'm asking permission to apply for the JAG grant that we just submitted a request for CVSA. That's our voice stress. We currently don't have one employed with us any longer. Captain Hamilton was our last. He retired. So I'm looking to replace the CVSA instructor along with the equipment that comes with it. It's not a matching grant, so I'm just asking permission to apply for that through the JAG grant.
What was the cost of that, by the way?
$11,980. 7,000 of it is for the machine.
Any questions?
Motion to approve the chief's request?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, my second item is permission from the Board of Works to hire Caleb Dare and Paige Dunaway. They have been through our testing process, our written and our physical testing, along with our extensive backgrounds, and they've both come out with favorable outcomes. So I'm requesting permission to hire both those individuals.
Are they gonna have to attend the school?
They will. Our intentions was to get them on this early and get them hired as quickly as possible, because November is when the opening came for January. However, as you all know the process, we have to go through PERF first, so we're at the mercy of PERF. And they scheduled them in for the middle part of December, and then it's a month out from there, roughly, before we get any PERF, all of the PERF results back. It'll be sometime middle of January. So unfortunately, we're not going to get them through January's class, but we will have them ready to go for April's class. So.
I'll make a motion we approve the chief's request to hire the 2
Second.
individuals.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Raise your hand.
Motion carried. You want to introduce them all? This is
Welcome.
Caleb
Welcome.
and Paige.
Caleb Gitter and Paige, and we'll also do the swearing in after.
Yep.
Board works.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, both of
Thank you,
you.
Chief.
Clint, you wanna do yours during now or your department reports? Okay. Going on to Director Wilson again. Back to department reports.
Okay, the current utilities, I think you guys have the monthly report, overtime is down, a plus. So the water plant, the highest pump today, we did 2.5 million gallons in a day. Move on down to the street department. Nothing new to report there, but all the numbers look about average of what they typically are. The transfer station, however, we had well, I would say an $8,000 uptick from the average, so we took in 30,000 last month. Typically see that to be around 19 to 21, so a lot of work being done in town is what that tells me. Been a lot of people coming in to the transfer station, get rid of debris and things like that, so at least there's a lot of work being done in town. Any reports on any three of those monthly reports?
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
How's it coming on the new well?
We had a meeting this morning, well project's going good. To give an okay for a 30-day extension on the timeline. The VFD pump won't be here when it was supposed to. It's not too detrimental to the project itself, so about 30 days gonna be behind just because of the pumping issue. But other than that, the well's strong. They said the well's great, it's gonna handle everything that we need it for. It's pumping 1,500 plus gallons per minute. I mean, it's a very strong well, just like all the other ones we got down there.
Okay.
We sent them pretty good well.
Thank you.
Yep. One down here. We have two people, one that resigned from the street department. I won't say her name because I didn't ask for permission yet, so I'll just leave it out. But she spent 24 years with the street department. She did a great job. I think everybody knows who she is. She's downtown area. She kept real good care of the plants. Every holiday she was out there doing, working hard. The public really noticed her. So 24 years with the street department, and she had to resign. But just wanted to kind of give her a mention today. And then for the utilities, we have one that is turning his letter for retirement. Scott has 36 years with the utilities, and he's always been a great employee over there. And so 36 years, and he's retiring. And then I think we're going to have another one in January, but I'm not quite sure. So when that time comes, I'll bring him, see if he wants to come up here or bring his name to attention too. Anybody have any questions?
No, I just like to say we give our thanks to employee at the street department and to Scott.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
It's nice to have people that spend that much time in a place, so we don't have to be up here like a revolving door asking permission to hire every 6 months to a year. It's nice when employees find a place and they dedicate to it. And for the employer side to, give them the benefits that we can offer too.
Absolutely.
And the update on the water project, there was a lot that I could have given today, but I'm going to try and keep it as simple as I can. I didn't get anything into your packet because I just received this about a half hour before I came here, so I apologize. What I'm going to do is I'm going to email you guys a copy of the scope of work and the contract so you guys can take a look at it. Commonwealth will be here at the next Board of Work meeting to answer any questions you have. So I spoke briefly on the water project. It's going to be for the deteriorating mains that we have in the ground, services that are in the ground. As you know, 8th Street's been a real big problem for us. Every time that water main breaks, we're there for 30 plus hours. So we're going to replace water main from Sycamore all the way up to Beach Street, as well as the services. With that comes state requirements for lead line. So the state requires anytime now that you are updating the existing infrastructure that you need to come through and do a report for lead service lines. Having said that, they do offer the grants out there in the amount of $5 million. So all three projects require the PER, which is a preliminary engineering report. These will need to be finalized and submitted for funding consideration, so we can move forward with OCRA, IFA, and SRF. The lead service lines will be submitted for the IAF and $5 million grant with 0 interest loan, so you'll get a $2.5 million, and then the other $2.5 million will be 0 interest for 35 years. And then the grant is available for 2 rounds. This one coming up and the one in the future. So we took advantage, if we do it right, we can take advantage of possibly $10 million in subsidy depending on the outcome of the first project. So the water utility project also includes a possible line to St. Jude. I think everybody here's talked about that at least one point in time or the other of getting water out to St. Jude. I have my own opinions on that, so we have to speak with the county, coordinate with them, see if they can put in some costs to make that kind of cost neutral to the utilities. So, and then we can discuss removing it from the work, the scope of work of the project if it doesn't go forward. It's about a $5.3 million project to run water to the St. Jude area to pick up essentially 18 to 21 houses out there. So further work to do on this, and I'm going to send you guys in separate emails that will have the scope of work and in-depth detail about the finances and the grants that are available for this project. Commonwealth has done a very good job. We've met a couple times and they've been very informative, and they're pretty gung-ho on the grant money, which helps us tremendously. Does anybody have any questions about the water project?
One quick question.
Yep.
How did your survey come out on lead? You sent one out, didn't you, in the utilities, the bills?
Oh, for the lead, people responded pretty good. We kind of wish to see a bigger outcome on that, but there was a good turnout for it. We got all of our information into the state. They approved it, so we met the deadline. We identified what we were supposed to do for the state, but they're going to have us do more down the road. They want a kind of a 2-point inspection for lead, so Sycamore to Beach Street is going to require spending the money to have somebody physically identify if these services are lead. And if they are, we're going to send out letters, let the public know how it's going to be resolved, and cautions. It has a bunch of stuff in the packet that will be sent to the homeowners so they can understand what's all involved with the lead line service. I think that's all I got for today, and like I said, you'll get a packet in your emails that will explain this in more depth, and Commonwealth will be here at the next Board of Works to go over it and answer any questions you guys may come up with after you read the packet.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John.
Director Palsy.
For the month of October, we had 7 hours, 33 minutes of meeting production, 11 hours, and 18 minutes of original production. YouTube Analytics shows with 7,702 views, over 1,000 hours of watch time. Top content for the month: Spartan football, school board October 8th, and city council on October 7th. Any questions about the report?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Hardin.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
We just have a copy of my October 2024 report. We have a total of 324 calls for service. It's a little lower than our average, but it ebbs and flows. Next month we may, this for November we may set a record high. It's hard telling. So we've had 3,395 calls as of October 31st. Fuel usage and fuel tax rebate submissions. Did a lot of PR events. We did a touch truck demo for Little Spartans. We were there for a morning and an afternoon session. Did a bunch of trunk or treats. We did participated in the EMA. It was kind of a joint EMA venture for a search and rescue in a rural setting. Did that at Man Love Park on October 19th. EMA, Connersville Police, Bentonville, we were there as well. Just kind of how you coordinate a search for a missing person in a very rural setting, very rough terrain. We utilized ground crews as well as drone crews, how all that would be coordinated. Utilized the county EMA's new incident command trailer, which was really nice. A place where you can get in and you're out of the weather and everybody can be together and talk about what you're doing and coordinate our efforts. So that was really nice to have. Does anybody have any questions on that portion of it? The other thing I just handed out before the meeting was kind of a last minute thing that AFG, which is the Assistance Firefighter Grant, which EMS is included in, opened up November 12th. It's open until December 20th. So after talking with Jolisa, we've been putting in for ambulances. I've done a lot of reading. I think we're kind of stretching for, with the ambulances now pushing $500,000, whether we're going to get that or not. That's maybe the reason we've been keep getting turned down repeatedly. So I kind of mixed it up. We talked about different things. So my proposal was that we submit for 3 new power cots that will work with our power loaders. The one thing that kind of made that jump to the forefront for me was the normal cots that we get are about $25,000. They've discontinued that and now they're $50,000. So that's a huge jump for a cot, in my opinion. So I thought if we can replace some of the first, we have some of the first generation power cots that came out. These things are beyond their normal life expectancy. It's something we're going to have to replace anyways. So I thought if we could get 3 new cots through this grant, that would be wonderful. So you see the total cost is about $150,000 and what our portion of the match would be. And then the quote is behind that. And one point it says high config. It's a high configuration. That does not mean we're getting the Cadillac model. It just comes with all the attachments that if you didn't go with high config, that you have to buy a la carte and add. So oxygen holders, IV poles, that sort of thing. So it's not really, we're not trying to get the Cadillac model. We're just lumping it all in together and getting it all the same. So I'd like permission to apply for that and move forward.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
Director Steele.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So on my report, I put on there that Longwood Bridge has been completed. So if you haven't been up by the park, please take a drive up there. It looks
really
great.
nice. It does.
Yes, they did a great job. So we're really excited about that. And then J. Long Memorial 2nd Street Park is coming along pretty good. I just drove by there today because last week we were waiting on the parking to be completed and they have poured the parking lot. And so we have those spaces that will be ready to go. And then we just have a few finishing touches. We have to put the slide and the swings. We have to install those. So that will hopefully be completed soon. And then we are working with Chase McCombs. He's doing our sign. And he's actually going to be donating that sign to us. So we're really excited about
wonderful.
that. Yeah, so as soon as he is finished with that project, we will get the sign installed, and then hopefully we'll be able to plan for a grand opening for that park. So we're really excited about that. Boys basketball registrations are open now through November 15th. Actually, that was past, that was last week, sorry. And then registration, adults, men's league basketball and church league basketball, those registrations are still open through, I think it's the end of this month. We're taking those registrations. We had a wonderful turnout at the First Responders Trunk or Treat back in October. We had over 50 vehicles participate in handing out candy. which resulted in a little over 100 people total who passed out candy. And then we counted every participant that came through, and we had over 2,161 people come through and collect candy that night. So everyone was really, it was a perfect evening, the weather was great, and so we had a great turnout for it. And we did 2 new things this year that we added. We had the People's Choice Awards for the best decorated vehicle, and then we also had a costume contest. And the first responders voted for the best costume, and so it was a great turnout and a great evening. It went really well. Currently, we have registrations open for Christmas in the Park for light displays. They are going to start setting up light displays this Friday, and it'll go through, and they have to have them completed by December 1st. We will turn the lights on December 1st and get that all ready to go. So if there's still any last minute people that want to have a light display, we will take them, we have room. We are looking at a little over 20, I don't have the exact count because I think we got another person just Friday sign up. So we're gonna have, it's more than last year, and so I think it's gonna be great. Our guys, our team, maintenance team, they are working on putting our lights up this week. They were working on the arches today, so we're getting there. It's gonna look great. And then we will do People's Choice Awards for light displays December 1st through December 5th, ending at 4 p.m. on December 5th. And then December 5th is our event at the Miller Building for Christmas in the Park. We will have Mr. and Mrs. Claus, carriage rides, and different businesses in town will be doing fun things with the kids. And so that will be December 5th, and then we will announce the winners of the People's Choice Awards for the light displays at that event on December 5th. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Chief Jones.
Okay. Monthly report for the fire department for October. The overtime, total overtime was still up a little bit. Total was $10,336.33. The manpower shortage portion of that was $8,151.40, and then the remainder was the scheduled overtime, $2,184.93. The most recent hire that we had should finish his training up. He just passed his last certification. We have to do a live burn, which we are going to try to get done this week, so then we'll be able to count him towards our minimum manning, so that should help our overtime for the remainder of the year. Moving on down to fuel usage, we used a total of 488 gallons of fuel for a total cost of $1,796.49. Moving on down to incidents, we had a total of 167 incidents for the month, 32 of those fire-related, 124 EMS-related incidents, and we had 11 auto accidents. Training hours, we had a total of 59 instructed hours of training. 52 of those were fire training hours and 7 EMS training hours. If you flip through the rest of the packet where it does have all the information, you might notice one of the report, that training report does look a little different. They did finally upgrade their reporting to a much better system. If you saw the one before, which is similar to the inspection report, it was very tough to navigate. Basically, I just exported everything to a spreadsheet and would, kind of configure it myself. So as soon as we learn that reporting system a little bit better, you'll continue to see all the reports look like those. I think it gives a better picture of kind of what we're doing. So moving on to inspections, we did a total of 13 fire inspections for the month, and we had 6 hours of fire investigation. The only other thing I have there, you see at the bottom, is we did have 4 individuals that completed the agility and the written tests. Obviously, we brought Colt here today. He was one of the individuals. So we have 3 more that we're going to interview Wednesday night for the the remainder of the process. So that's all I have. Any questions?
Chief Bolos.
Thank you.
All right, starting out with the monthly, for the month of October. As you all know, we're still 3 men down. Our overtime was at 13,000, just a little over 13,000. Gallons of fuel, we used 1,737 gallons of fuel last month. If you guys have any questions on the monthly totals? One of our incident reports. We're up a little bit on our traffic accidents. We had a total of 46 reported in October. Our traffic violations went up a little bit also, 133 for a total of 693 calls last month. Department matters. As a department, we trained 142 hours. 20 of those were firearms. If you recall, a few months back, we obtained 25 patrol rifles, and that includes the training that we had to zero in and qualify with those also. Our K-9 division had 24 hours of training. 8 hours of that was for our annual recert. They had 2 demos. Our detectives, our drug task force had 12 total arrests and 3 active cases pending. Our criminal detectives had 29 cases taken in, 21 of those were closed with 7 felony arrests. Our drugs that were taken in last month, our marijuana was 32 grams, our heroin fentanyl was 25 grams, our meth was 7 grams, cocaine 4 grams, 8 miscellaneous pills, 10 needles, and 21 items of paraphernalia. Also, our department, as far as events went, last month, October, of course, there were 3 trunk or treat events that we attended and enjoyed doing so. Any questions on our monthlies?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Wulff. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Ordinance Office report for October. 88 separate ordinance violations were addressed during October. One of each of the following: obstructing of visibility, trees and shrubs, accessory use, dealing with rummage sales or garage sales. That particular one, we had a complaint that a neighbor was basically running it all summer long, and they had moved it from their front yard into the sidewalk and almost into the road, so we had to have them clear that out. 1 excessive noise, 1 dense smoke, 1 ceiling of a vacant building, 1 handicap parking request came through. 2 obstruction of streets, 2 area planning issues that I directed to the area planning department via the online submission with the website. 1 was due to someone living in a camper on the street, and 1 is 2 shipping containers, 30 foot long, being dropped in someone's yard where they were building a permanent roof over the top of the 2 to build 1 really big garage. 2 information requests, 2 dilapidated buildings, 3 relating to machinery not connected with the operation of a home, 11 due to parking positions, 11 grass and weeds, 11 indoor furniture outside the home, 17 relating to trash and rubbish, and 20 relating to expired or junk plates, or junk cars.
Any questions?
Thank you for the work you do.
Yes, thank you.
It looks like a lot of this is just repetition, so you've done a tough job, man.
It's interesting.
Yep.
Never dull.
No.
Anybody have any old business? Miscellaneous business. I do want to give an update on Market Street Plaza. The building itself is almost done. The two remaining portions will be all the electrical work and all of the concrete work. I've asked the concrete contractor, which is a local contractor, Paul Martin, to hold off on the concrete till next spring because I want at least 30 days of cure before it freezes. He agreed with that actually, and there's a lot of, it's not decorative concrete, there will be some decorative concrete work in there, but not a whole lot, but we don't want to have any issues, so he's gonna hold off till spring so we can get the concrete done. So if he asks why it's sitting there, it looks like nothing being done, electrical work will be being done, but you may not see it all, so the concrete will happen next spring, so just want to give an update on that. Move on down to claims. Anyone have any claims?
Claims for the city of Connersville, November 18, $194,716.08. Payroll, $505,758.50. Utilities, $145,627.13.
Motion to approve claims.
So moved. Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to public forum. Does anyone from the public have anything to say?
I just want to say thanks to the responders that are in the park. But I really want to thank the spouses and partners of the guys that were there, because one of the spouses told me she spent her whole time there passing out candy, didn't have time to look up, so thanks to them too.
Anybody else? Not, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Have a good afternoon.